Gloria Allred, one of the most well-known and influential progressive attorneys in the country, Antonio Sabato Jr., the former actor, a Republican candidate for Congress in Ventura County, and Deborah Kobylt, the former CNN reporter, now hosts the podcast Deborah Kobylt Live, and she's a rarity in politics. She's a Hillary voter who says give President Trump a chance. There aren't many of those out there.
Give him a chance. I said that a while ago. Now, I've been giving him a chance, and I'm not sure I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, but we'll get into that.
Okay, let's begin with this. The president in Europe, the Justice Department, with a blockbuster this morning. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein announcing the indictments this morning of 12 Russian intelligence officers. He says that they hacked into the Democratic email accounts during the last presidential election. Now, just last week on the issue is Republican Congressman Dana Rohrabacher denied that very hacking.
For example, we were trying to say, oh, well, they were the ones that hacked the Democratic National Committee. They didn't hack the Democratic National Committee. That is total baloney.
So, Antonio, do you think that this whole thing is a witch hunt like the president once again said today?
Well, what we know today is that there was no collusion between the Trump administration and the Russians.
How do we know that?
Well, he pretty much stated it today. I mean, the American people deserve better. They voted for this president. We got him elected. I think at some point we need to move on from this subject. I mean, my mother escaped the Czech Republic when the Russians took over, so we know about the Russians very well. But I don't believe that they had anything to do with the administration.
Gloria, you agree with that?
Well, too bad President Trump doesn't know the Russians the way your mother does. We're talking about 12 military officers from the Russian government who have been indicted. What does that mean? That means they're acting for the state. That means they're acting for Putin. Is President Trump going to bring this up on Monday when he meets with Putin? I doubt it. This cannot be tolerated.
You bring up that meeting. Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu, who was here on the issue, last week said today that he thinks that meeting should be canceled, that the president essentially cannot be trusted to go one-on-one with Vladimir Putin. Deborah, what do you think about that?
Well, I would like to have somebody else in the room there. I mean, I think it's almost ridiculous that we're not going to really have any sort of coverage on what's going to be happening. I don't know what they're going to be talking about. I don't know what Trump does late at night when he's hungry and he's running down into the kitchen at the White House, and I don't even know if he's giving him a call. I don't trust what's happening at all. So I'm in agreement with you here.
But at this point, we spend so much money. The American people are spending so much money. There's no facts. There's no proof. Let's see the proof. If there's proof, there's something happened. Let's see it as soon as possible.
But isn't this part of the proof? I mean, isn't this 12 indictments? We had 13 Russians indicted. We had 5 other indictments of Americans involved with the Trump campaign already. I mean, isn't that proof that there's something?
No, we don't have any facts, any proof, any solid proof.
That's false, that there's no proof, because an indictment means
that
there was evidence presented to the grand jury, after which the grand jury decided, based on the evidence that they heard, that there should be an indictment. But read that lengthy indictment and you will see a lot of evidence, Alex.
There is proof that President Obama had a connection with the Russians. We have proof that Hillary Clinton did something with the Russians. Those are facts.
Are we ever really going to get to the facts, though? That's the question.
That is the question.
We get the news we get, and then you'll see in about 2 weeks, once he meets with Putin, it'll be on to something else.
Well, let's now be on to something else. Let's talk about another really big, really important issue of the week, which is the Supreme Court. We got a Supreme Court nominee this week, Brett Kavanaugh. The question, though, that a lot of people have is he going to overturn Roe v. Wade? And should Roe v. Wade be overturned? Should it be a states' rights issue? I know, Gloria, this is one of the causes of your life.
Yes, it is.
Why is this so personal for you?
It's personal because I had an abortion prior to Roe v. Wade, that United States Supreme Court decision decided in 1973 by the court. I was left to die, to hemorrhage almost to death in a bathtub, to have to be taken to the hospital with 106-degree fever and packed in ice. Why? Because it was a crime for a doctor to provide it, so therefore I couldn't get a safe and legal abortion. Many states now, Alex, still have, more than 20, still have laws on their books criminalizing abortion. But these laws cannot be enforced because of Roe v. Wade. If, as and when that's overturned, which we think that will happen with the confirmation of Brett Kavanaugh to the vacancy on the United States Supreme Court.
The president said that he was only going to nominate justices that would overturn Roe v. Wade. Should we take him at his word?
No. Do you always take him at his word? I believe, hopefully, it would have to go through a lot of steps. I am in favor, of course, of Roe v. Wade, but it would have to go through many steps before it even gets to that level.
Antonio, you think that abortion rights should be a states' rights issue. Why?
It should be a state right. Yeah, it's always been like that for me. I am pro-life. I mean, that's a personal thing for me. But I believe that this man is the right man for the job. He's going to follow the Constitution. He's been doing an awesome job his entire career, and I think he's the right man for this particular position at this particular time in our country.
We're talking about millions of women who died or were maimed by illegal abortions before Roe v. Wade. This is a life and death issue. We're not going to rely on hope.
But let's
We
also
want
talk
justice.
about
What's your response
let's
to
also
that?
talk about something else that people don't want to talk about on national TV is that we have 1,000 abortions every day. We have 700,000 abortions a year in this country. I think we should do more to educate people, to at least we don't have to kill so many lives every single day. I think we should push for that.
Around the table, real quick, will Judge Kavanaugh be confirmed as a Supreme Court justice?
Yes, he will.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
The
We'll see.
majority is going to rule in that one. I
Yeah.
think he absolutely will.
All right, well, up next, we've got an update on the Harvey Weinstein case. Plus, do Republicans deserve to retain control of Congress? Something tells me this group's going to have different views on that. But as we go to break, Antonio Sabato Jr.'s song pick from Imagine Dragons. Why do you like this song so much?
Whatever it takes in life,
Yeah.
make it happen.
Did we have the
Your
same
goodness.
pick at all?
Yeah.
Great song.
A look into Hollywood, where Gloria and Emilio Estefan's musical debuted this week. Our panelist Deborah was there and suggested this song. Good show?
Absolutely love the show.
Yeah.
I was dancing in my seat. It was at the
Friends
Pantages.
of mine.
and-
I love them.
Aren't they wonderful?
They're
Got
the
to meet
best.
Gloria. I've never met Gloria and her husband. It was a terrific
Gloria.
show. Go see it.
Okay.
There's my endorsement.
So we got Deborah Kobylt here, we got Antonio Sabato Jr., and we got Gloria Allred as well. And we want to take a moment to talk about what each of you are doing this week. Gloria, you were in New York with Harvey Weinstein at an
Yes.
arraignment. Give us an update on where things are at on that case.
Well, that's because I do represent the third alleged victim. And a grand jury the week before indicted Mr. Weinstein on new felony charges. That means that if he were to be convicted on these new felony charges, Alex, he could spend life in prison.
Deborah, I know you're busy in the podcast world, and something else that's interesting about you is you're married to John Kobylt, who a lot of people know from KFI's John and Ken show. He was just on our show a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is you guys often disagree politically.
Our dinner table is very spirited, and we were talking today about, and last night about immigration and other issues that we would probably be talking about today. And I said, I don't want your opinion. Just tell me what you know, because he is very learned and he reads just about everything on all sides. And as soon as he interjected his opinion, I said, you could stop right there. So,
But
it's
the
not that
argument
easy.
keeps them
Yeah,
together.
yes.
That's what it is. You
I
can't get along
guess.
about everything.
Antonio, you're now running for Congress
Yes, sir.
in Ventura County, in
Yeah.
a district that's traditionally a Democratic district.
Well, it
How
used
are
to
you
be.
gonna- how are
It
you going
used
to
to
flip
be
it?
red for a very long time. I
Yeah.
mean, the Ronald Reagan Library is right there. It used to be red. It's a purple county, so we can actually win this in November. We will win this in November for the American people.
There's a
I
lot
lived
of
in
work to
Ventura
be
County
done.
for 15 years, and I love it there. And I can't wait to start doing more for the American people.
Why do Republicans deserve to retain control of Congress?
Well, I believe that, taxes, our border, our military, and so much more. I think that we need to help the American people. And I believe that I have the right solutions for my farmers, for my law enforcement, for everyone who lives in my county to make sure that they're well taken care of.
Gloria, do you think Republicans deserve to retain control?
100% no.
Way more of a
Republicans are trying to
charade.
shut down the Mueller investigation. If we win the majority, then we can start some real investigations. We can start investigations of what President Trump has done, what he has not done, and we can get all the facts out to the American people that are right now being hidden.
Deborah?
I'm hearing a lot of we can from both. You know, who's getting lost in the middle are people, kids, the kids who are coming over here and getting separated from their families. It's all about the party. They're doing it this way and they're doing it this way. I think both sides have really, truly failed us.
But
How
isn't
can
there
we
a
fix
huge
it?
difference in terms of party control?
Well, I'll
Because
tell you
if
why the
Republicans
difference.
are in control,
I'll tell you
the
what the
agenda is
difference
totally
is.
different.
The difference is because the Democrats
a
of
doubt.
yesterday, the JFK, don't exist. They're socialist.
It's not about socialism.
It is
because
about
we are a
socialism.
blue state. All
Yeah.
right, we have a Democratic.
Not for long.
Another big issue is that of family separations, which we're seeing around the
Right.
country. What do you make of where things are at on that issue?
I'd like to start with that.
Yeah.
I really think that we need an entire overhaul of the entire system.
We need to talk about solutions. We can't keep
Okay.
blaming
Yeah.
everything on the president. You know what?
Well, you know what? I don't need a personal solution because we have laws. We have laws.
Exactly.
For
And if you
example,
break the laws,
wait,
Yeah.
we
if
have-
I come in your house with my child, I'm going to be separated because I'm breaking the law.
I'm for
That's
enforcing laws, but we also have laws which gives an opportunity to seek asylum.
I just
Yeah.
don't think we have enough people to even hear these cases. That's the problem.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. That was quite a debate. Just ahead, very few of us can pick up the phone and get through to the president on Air Force One, right? Well, but this man did. John Melendez, known to many as Stuttering John.
How
He's
did he
here to
do
talk
that?
about his latest prank and a visit from the Secret Service to his house. But first, before we go to break, we've played Antonio's song. We played Deborah's song. A few weeks ago, Gloria was here with her daughter Lisa, and we played her song choice. Take a look at what happened. So,
Great song.
That's your song.
So after that,
She wrote it for her.
yeah, after this, Gloria said, I would come back on your show, Alex, under one condition, which is that you dance with me the next time that you're on.
Get ready,
So
we're
here
gonna
we
do
go.
it.
Go for it.
Hit it, baby.
Get your phone out. There you go.
Good dancer.